Do you ever have those days when you're walking out the front door and you just have a feeling that the day is gonna get away from you? Like, things are gonna go haywire for me today, but still, you don't wanna look like you're running around with a full-on bug-out bag. You wanna look relatively normal and not like you're a tangled ball of anxiety. If you watched my video from a few months ago, you would have seen me tossing my entire purse in my personal item bag for travel. This is a new idea for me, and it came about because I realized I was adding to my mental load when packing in several ways. Number one, I was spending time gathering up an entire second set of the same items that I typically carry around with me all the time anyway. And number two, there are some items that I only have one of, such as my driver's license. And so leading up to the trip, remembering to transfer all of these last-minute items was a constant nag that was using my working bandwidth. And number three, when I arrived at my destination, I would have to transfer all of the items to carry with me in a purse or a day bag, oftentimes in a hurry, and I was prone to just forgetting things and leaving things behind in the bags that the hotel's front staff were going to be entrusted with guarding all day. I realized I could alleviate all of that if I built for myself a curated, ready for anything EDC that I keep clean and organized and trash free. So anytime I leave the house for more than just a quick errand, I know that I always have the essentials with me in their little home. And so this is what I've come up with, and it works for me. For me, it's the right amount of stuff where I feel like I have just about anything I could possibly need, but it still fits in a small enough form factor that I don't feel needlessly weighed down. So this is what is in my everyday bag. Starting with the bag itself, this is the Uniqlo Crescent Bag. It's a really well-priced, simple, lightweight bag that looks compact, but it can actually hold a ton of stuff. It's soft and flexible, and so it can somewhat contort itself to fit in bulkier items when needed. It has very little internal organization, which you may or may not like. I like that the organization it does have is very basic. It's just 2 slip pockets, so it doesn't take up any space inside of the bag. And since the bag itself is light, it doesn't feel uncomfortably heavy even when it's fully packed out. But you can definitely tell the bag is full. I keep a few items hanging on the outside of the bag, mainly to conserve space inside for things that I feel like really need to be in there. I attached this old key ring to the strap as a place where I can easily hook things on with a carabiner. I always keep at least one foldable tote hooked on here because you never know when you're gonna need to carry more things. Plastic bags have been illegal where I live for like my entire adult life, so we're used to this. Right now it's rainy season, so I usually have an umbrella attached here. I forgot to reattach it for this video, but it's usually there. Let me grab it. This is the umbrella that I've been carrying. I got it in Japan, and it's very small and very light, and so it's perfect for hanging on the outside of your purse. Honestly, these things do tend to swing around a little bit, but it doesn't bother me that much when I just swing the bag to the back. It's not that bad, although it does make things a little bit less cute. With this much stuff inside, it is a little bit of a hassle to get to the stuff at the bottom, so I try to keep the bag organized so that most of the most used items stay near the top. So the first item in here is my card case. I got this at Daiso for 100 yen, and I think it's cute. It has a bunch of cards in it and some random cash and my pills. In the front zipper of this pouch, I just keep my house keys because I'm always losing them, and it's just an easy place to contain them. In one of the side pockets, I have 2 pens. This is a Pilot Friction pen. It's erasable, which is necessary when I only have 2 brain cells available, and probably one of them has recently left on vacation. This one is a Pilot V5 RT Precise. I like this one because the black ink is very pigmented and it looks sharp. The friction ink is somewhat watery looking, and it's just not the nicest. And so, for instance, if you need to sign something important, but it's good for planning and journaling, so I can minimize scribble outs. I have a couple of wipes and a tinted lip balm. I got this tinted lip balm at Olive Young in Korea. It's all right. It's not my favorite. In the other pocket, I have my AirPods. I just keep them there because they're in and out a lot. I have my sunglasses of the moment and a hand sanitizer. Next, I have this horrid green pouch. I don't know where I got this, and it's actually a very low quality item, as you can see. I do like that it's green because I can spot it and grab it quickly. In here I have some napkins, a few more wet wipes, and a Ziploc bag. You never know when you're gonna need any of these things. Next, I have this compact from Subtle. It's just an extra top and bottom from the stack. Inside there's a mirror and a brush for touch-ups. I also keep some jewelry in here. It's just an easy place for me to keep it. I have a few products from my original Subtle stack just in case I want to touch up, or maybe I left the house in a hurry and I just want to apply some color on the go. I have the Shine Control powder, highlighter, and bronzer. This is a Wet n Wild foundation stick that I use just as an all-over concealer cover-up. And I melted a red lipstick into the base to use as a lip and cheek color. I think this one is just from Wet n Wild. Any lipstick will really do the trick. A perfume oil. I bought this at a farmer's market and it smells just like an expensive perfume. This is my electronics pouch. In here I have a lightning cable with a Velcro tie, a charging brick, the charging cable for my power bank, this lanyard phone attachment thing that goes in my phone case, a couple of wrist straps, and a pair of wired headphones. My everyday power bank, this one is 10,000 milliamps, which is sufficient for one day. But as you saw, I also carry the charging cable with me, so I can recharge it if necessary. Then I have my teeny first aid kit. This has panty liners, a nail file, band-aids, eye drops, Tylenol, Bonine for motion sickness. I get motion sickness a lot. That's why I don't have a boat. Pepto-Bismol, Benadryl, Gas-X, Imodium for emergencies. In this baggie, I have a few more makeup products, a lipstick in a very mindful and demure shade, a double-ended eyeshadow brush, just in case I want to use it, and a chapstick, because sometimes you just need some clear lip balm. This one is spearmint, so it feels refreshing. Some medical tape. It's very good for preventing blisters, and it sticks better than Band-Aids. A tweezer, a nail clipper, tiny scissors. These tiny scissors I got at Daiso. They're just adorable. Aren't they adorable? I used to just use a nail clipper to like cut little things, and that kind of worked, like if you're just cutting a tag off a shirt. But ever since I got these tiny scissors, I'm always just finding little things. But ever since I got these tiny scissors, I'm always just finding little things to cut. They're just the cutest. Okay. 2 Q-tips. Never know when you're gonna need a Q-tip. A few hair ties, some bobby pins, and 2 hair clips. I cannot stand when my hair is out of control. In this next baggie, I have a mini deodorant stick that I made out of an old lip balm tube. In my video a few months back, packing for Japan and Korea, I promised an update on the deodorant for ants. It worked fine. The deodorant itself worked as usual, it just took me longer to apply because I needed so many more swipes. I wouldn't travel like this every time, honestly, but for times when space is tight, like in this small purse, it's a viable option. A sunscreen stick. This one I also got at Olive Young in Korea. I actually really like this sunscreen stick. I find the texture of this one to be far superior than to any American sunscreen stick that I've tried. Like, it's way less greasy and it's just great. I hope I can find it online somewhere. Some dental floss. This contact case contains CeraVe healing ointment on one side and CeraVe moisturizing cream on the other side, just in case my fingers or nose creases feel unbearably dry. I also have this little bottle of Dawn. You no doubt have gone into a public restroom at some point and found it completely devoid of soap. Sometimes it's devoid of toilet paper too, which is why I carry the napkins. Sometimes you just really need to wash your hands, and so I like having some soap with me. A few ginger candies. These are supposed to help when you're nauseated, but they don't help me very much. I mainly have them in case my throat is scratchy, or I'm just grumpy and need sugar. Then floating around at the bottom of the bag, I just have a few extra wipes. You can never have enough wipes. Some extra bags in case trash or something. My travel cutlery, just in case a restaurant forgets to give me any. A small hairbrush in case my hair is misbehaving. These chopsticks came with my cutlery set, but they just don't fit in that Ziploc bag. And this tiny toothbrush and toothpaste. I got this in Japan. Are you sensing a theme here? And this toothbrush is like toddler size. It's so small. But, you know, just in case it's been a really long day and I just really want to brush my teeth. Last thing that's sometimes in there and sometimes not is my pocket planner. I like having something to write on, and this is pretty compact. But if things get too tight or I want to switch to a smaller purse, then this thing is the first to go. The bag is pretty full with all of this stuff in here, but there is still space to slip in my phone and maybe a few other small items that I'll collect throughout the day. But when things don't fit, then that's why I have the foldable totes handy. And that sums up my everyday EDC. Wherever I'm going, this is the default purse that I grab. I obviously may move into other purses for different occasions, but I typically switch all of my stuff back to this bag immediately or soon after, just because everything fits so perfectly in here, and I feel like it's a good standard option for when I only want to carry one bag. There are some occasions where I may divide things into 2 bags, but that's for another video. Because I keep the things in here consistent and organized and clean, I take pride in it and I trust it. Like, every time I used to leave the house, I would scramble my brain trying to think if I had everything in my bag, and I would worry I forgot something that I might need. And then I would resign myself to, well, I guess I have my phone and wallet and keys, whatever it is, I'll survive. I don't need to worry about that anymore because I know I have all of the basics and a lot of extras for numerous what-if occasions. So I know I'm covered. And that brings me great comfort because just leaving home is stressful these days, and so I don't want to be stressing out about the contents of my purse too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to